few weeks ago, I gave you very interesting tip from yoga. Yeah? That if one of your nostril is blocked, suppose your right nostril is blocked, you're only breathing from one. So what you do? Make your right hand like this, put it under the left armpit and push it up and relax the arm, and within a few seconds this nostril will open up. And if this nostril is blocked, then you do the right side and this nostril will open up.
It just did.
Yeah. So especially when you have cold or congestion or something, you have trouble breathing with both nostrils. If both nostrils are blocked, you do this. Okay? But our sages had a very interesting idea. They said, instead of doing that, and I want to meditate, and I want to keep my nostrils open, I don't want to interrupt my meditation and start doing this or this, right? So they designed this. So they will sit there, they always have this with them. When they are traveling, walking in the forest, they have this with them. This is Rishi's stick. So what they do, they sit there, rest their arm, and they don't have to do anything. And sometimes they have two. So when they have both sides, both their nostrils are open. And why it is important? Because for meditation, your both nostrils must be open. If your breathing is blocked, you will be gasping for breath, you cannot relax, you will be worried about your nose, you're not breathing, you'll feel weak. And so having this on both sides is what they used to practice for meditation. Okay? So
is it good for asthma? Asthmatic?
Everything. So this is the magic stick. Okay?
I have one.
And this was used by rishis. And normally, because this is always in touch, Rishi is always touching this, always next to his body or holding in his hand. So this kind of stick or danda gets more energy. And sometimes they do miracles or they have extra power. So when they point to something like this with a certain concentration, something can catch fire. And when they point to something, storm is coming, and they make up their mind, I want to stop this storm, face this, and the storm stops. It is hard to understand how that happens, but I want you to remember this. I gave one to Ricky yesterday, and I am giving one to Samaya and Jay today with a request.
There's one in
You must always keep it with you, not everywhere you go. Keep it in your house, in your room, and pass it on to your children and grandchildren. This is a symbol, because when children see this, say, what is this? You tell them this is the Rishi's stick. They'll ask, what is a Rishi? Who is a Rishi? Then they will want to know who were the Rishis from whom we got so much knowledge about everything. This is your connection with Rishis.
my palm.
Okay? And then I will tell you, so this is for Samaya and Jay, okay? So, this is very precious. Never lose it. But I will tell you the secret, how Rishis learned. I have told you in the past, but I'll remind you. Rishis didn't have books, right? They didn't have machines or instruments or internet or telephone or radio or TV, nothing.
They don't use the internet.
Their method of learning was the best one. Can anyone guess?
Nature? Nature.
By observing, by looking at nature, they learn through,
Part of it.
listen, they learn through two related ideas. One, observe. They don't observe, this is not observe, say, okay, this is there, this is not observation. Observation means when you see something, you pause. You pay attention, like I'm paying attention to Avi, right? He's moving his head. Why is he moving his head? Because he wants to breathe properly.
The air just.
Or now he's stretching his back, which means by bending like this, you can stretch your back, right? When they see a bird, they will know the bird is flying. What is the shape? In which direction? Listen, in which direction the bird is going, and from which direction the bird came. And if the bird is going back in that direction, how does the bird know which way to go? Right? It's raining. Okay, what brings the rain? What brings water in the air? Interesting. So they figured out that. You see? So by observing with attention, because when you pay attention to a question, this is the secret. When you have a question in the mind, right? Like, what is purpose, right? And you pay attention, you keep asking, what is the purpose? Slowly, purpose will open up and you will understand what the purpose is. Whatever you pay attention to nature, air, stars. Okay, stars you pay attention to. Every night he's looking at that star.
What you listen to.
And he remembers it. Because it's probably the bright one in this direction. But after 6 months, he notices that the star is not in this direction, but in that direction. So he said, why I see the same star in this direction? What has happened? Has the earth moved? Have the stars moved? Or has everything moved? So they figured out a lot of things about astronomy, about space sciences. They look at themselves and pay attention. They observe, okay, I'm breathing fine. Are my both shoulders level? No. That's why I have some discomfort. So, are my eyes relaxed? Or I'm looking at something like this? My eyes are relaxed. Okay, what happens? Eyes are relaxed. What happened to my toes? Sometimes you see people, have their toes tied this way or that way, or they are doing like this, they're nervous. Why my toes are moving? That's not a good idea. By observing themselves, they learn about themselves. By observing nature, they learn about nature. On their own, and that was the first and most important method of learning. Remember, Samaya? I said what you observe firsthand yourself, you experience it. So you learn from observation, attention, and experience. And that is the highest learning. Okay? And this is the symbol of that learning by rishis.